ready for school. Active movement, making the connection between movement and learning to develop the whole child. There's a big shift at 5 from learning through play to learning in a more structured, formal environment. And what will assist that transition is having had lots of active movement to prepare the brain for this next stage of development.
When I was teaching in new entrants, often we'd find children would arrive and they had difficulty sitting still, some of them couldn't hold pencils, let alone write with a pencil and write stories. They couldn't follow instructions, and the classroom's full of those kinds of activities. That's what we do all day, really. And a lot of it was because children didn't have experiences in preschool to be able to develop what we call automaticity of a task. And automaticity is, I practice and practice and practice something until I can do it without thinking. The important thing to understand about automaticity is that we can do lots of automatic things at once, or more than one automatic thing at once. But you can only do one thinking task. And a thinking task becomes automatic when you practice it. I've heard teachers say, I want you to cut around the picture, and then I want you to glue it and stick it on the paper. So the child goes, cut, cut, cut. And then the child says, what do I do now? Now, what do we say as an adult?
I told you.
Yeah, I already told you that. Yeah, and we think the child's not listening.
Yeah.
But because the child is still thinking about this bit and hasn't practiced that task enough, that's what the child's thinking about. So what we have to make sure before she gets to school, that tasks like this are practiced and practiced and practiced.
Along with being able to execute tasks that require fine motor skills automatically, children also need automaticity of basic movement skills, of which there are 3 types.
They are locomotor, which is your moving skills, like your running, jumping, galloping, skipping, hopping, those kinds of skills. Then there are the stability ones, which involve balancing, twisting, stretching, turning. And finally there are the manipulative skills, which involve a lot of the ball skills, like throwing, kicking, catching, hitting. And you can understand that sport is a combination of all these kinds of skills. So in a preschool environment, what we want to make sure that before children come to school, they really have accomplished and practiced to develop the automaticity of these tasks so that they can do them without thinking, so that we can get into playing games and the phys ed program and all those kinds of things.
A child needs to be aware of her body in order to be able to control it. To see how aware Stella is of herself, Jill asked her to draw a self-portrait.
That's a really good drawing. That shows that she has a really good understanding of her body, where her body fits. For instance, I've got some pictures of children who were in my classroom, and you can actually see that this is a child who actually doesn't know he exists from here down.
Oh, true.
Yeah, now I know by looking at a child's drawing like that he's going to be a wriggler, a fidgeter, and a wanderer in my classroom. How do I know that? Well, if I don't know these bits exist, how can I control them?
A great activity to teach children body awareness is dancing to songs like Shake It.
Now backwards. Can you shake it towards Mummy? Can you take it slowly? Okay, get your arms ready. Are you ready? Arms shake up high. Shake them. Wiggle them around. Yeah. Behind your back. Between your legs. One of the most important things in the classroom is the ability for the child to be able to remember what's been said. For instance, the teacher's probably going to say things like, put your book in your desk, push your chair and come and sit on the mat and fold your arms. And that's really, really tricky for a child who hasn't developed their short-term memory. What we'd quite like for children to be able to remember is 3 things by the time they get to school. 3 things in order. What we're training here is what we call your short-term auditory sequential memory. And you can help
To help your child train this memory, Ask her to touch 3 things. But first, get her to repeat the 3 things back to you.
Cushion, door, TV.
Cushion, door, TV.
Go on then.
The important thing is not to say anything at all after she repeats the 3 things back to you.
Hey,
You're
well
fantastic.
done. That was cool.
Just take it gently.
Jill assures Polly that Stella is ready for school and will adjust to the changes.
Her comfort zone. She'll come to them. She'll get used to the routine of school. She'll get used to timetabling. She'll get used to having to get up and get dressed and get organised. But it will take time, and it's a big change. So don't have too high expectations. Just let her get into it slowly and enjoy the journey. And a really big shake. Oh, goodness, what did you?